Hi, this is JB Baker with ScaleFlux, and in this segment, I'm going to go over how the CSD2000 with its built-in compression decompression engine can help improve the TCO of your flash storage. So we'll touch quickly on the elements of TCO and then go into a comparison of the CSD2000 versus other compression options you might deploy. When we think about TCO, there's really two categories of costs. You got your acquisition costs, which is simply the number of things you're buying times the price that you're paying for them, and the operating costs, such as your power over 3 years, the physical space and the overhead associated with that, and the software licenses, which can be a very big part of the operating costs, because those are going to be per core or maybe per server or potentially per storage capacity. And then you may look at efficiency metrics such as cost per transaction. Not going to dive deep into those here. Those are more going to be associated with performance, and we'll go into performance in another video. So let's look first at the acquisition cost side and comparing the CSD2000 versus no compression and a couple of different algorithms that could run on your CPUs, LZ4, a lightweight compressor, or zlib, a heavier weight compressor, or doing, inserting an accelerator card into your system to push your data through for compression as it's on its way out to the drives and decompress on the way back. In terms of the storage footprint that can be saved, LZ4 is going to save a little bit, but then the other compressors have a much stronger compression capability, and you can save half or potentially more. In this example, what we did was take the Canterbury Corpus files, put them all together, and ran them through the different compressor engines. With zlib and the accelerator, we got about a 50% savings. With CSD2000, about a 60% savings off of the original footprint of the data. But doing that compression may come at a cost, so there might be a burden to doing the compression. With LZ4, it's on CPUs, can take 13 CPUs to deliver the 8 gigabytes per second of throughput that you need to fill the right bandwidth of 4 NVMe SSDs. zlib could take 188 cores, so not very attractive. The accelerators, it's going to take you 2 to 3 cards to provide that throughput level because they're delivering in the neighborhood of 3 gigabytes per second. The CSD2000, the engine is built in. Each drive can deliver 2 gigabytes per second of throughput. So as you add 4 drives, you get your 8 gigabytes per second just integrated right into the drive. In terms of server footprint, this could be influenced by the number of CPUs that you need or the number of drives. And so with LZ4 and the accelerator offload card, you may be able to reduce your server footprint a little bit. With zlib, you're probably going to have to increase your server footprint to accommodate all those extra cores that you're putting in there. With the CSD2000, you can potentially cut your server footprint in half because you cut the number of storage devices in half or potentially more. Looking at the operating cost side, power is one of the key elements people will often look at. With LZ4, yes, you're reducing the power for the storage, but you're increasing the power for the CPUs, and the two kind of cancel out. With zlib, that extra power from the CPUs far outweighs the savings that you derive from the cut in the drive count. With the accelerator card, you're reducing the drive count, but then you're adding in that 2 or 3 accelerator cards and paying back a lot of the power that you could potentially save. With CSD2000, you're getting your compression right in the power envelope of an ordinary NVMe SSD. So no extra burden there. With the software licenses, this plays out against the core count that we already talked about. So with LZ4, you're not really going to be able to reduce your core count, so no savings on the software licenses. With zlib, you're going to increase the core count and pay through the nose for software licenses. With the accelerator, you may be able to cut, but you may not be able to cut the number of servers as much as you can with the CSD2000. So with the CSD2000, you might be able to cut those software license costs in half, saving hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars a year in software. In terms of floor space, this plays out just like the server footprint, where the CSD2000, again, might be able to cut your server footprint and your floor space and your rent per tile or the total rent you're paying because of cutting the number of tiles in half on your data center. So in summary, the CSD2000 can deliver you compression without having to make compromises. It reduces your storage cost and storage footprint. You're buying less flash and potentially fewer drives. It reduces power versus other compression options, taking fewer servers and fewer cores to achieve the same level of storage capacity and total throughput, and you're not adding extra components or extra power elsewhere in the system. And then lastly, it helps reduce that cost per job. So fewer software licenses are needed because you're using fewer cores. And you can achieve higher queries or transactions per second per CPU. As I said, we'll go into that in more details in another video. I know I didn't put any specific numbers here. We're happy to talk to you about the specifics of the dollar saving potential for your particular deployment. We've got plenty of spreadsheets on that. So visit us at scaleflux.com to download additional documents or view additional videos about the product, or shoot us an email at info@scaleflux.com. Be happy to answer your additional questions or dive deeper on the TCO. Thanks for watching.